Hello and welcome back to this new video. Today I am flying the Worm, and man, this was fun. This is the first real PvP ship that I'm flying in the series. Like all the other ones were not really supposed to be used for solo PvP. Like the most PvP heavy ships of those you could say are the Stiletto and the Malediction, and maybe the Sentinel, but none of them are really that good at solo PvP. So the Worm was really a pleasure to fly, and yeah, that little clip that you just saw is a little spoiler, because at the very end of the video is my new record for the best fight I ever had in EVE. So you want to stick around till the end to see that, because it was absolutely crazy. And if you don't want to stick around, just skip to the fight, because you want to see that, believe me. It's really the craziest fight I ever had. And yeah, that's also exactly this Worm, because, spoiler, it survived. And yeah, that's why it has these 5 kill marks here, and which is why it is here in the Hall of Flame. And yeah, enough of that. Let's take a look at the fit and then get to the fights. So, what am I flying? Of course I'm flying rockets, because I like to roll. Scram Web, Shield Extender, Afterburner, that's pretty clear until that point. Damage Control, Small Ancillary Armor Wrapper, and Triple Hull Rigs. Because how could I call this series burning the meta if I would just fly standard fits? So yeah, I had to come up with something weird for the Worm, and what I came up with is Triple Tank, Shield Tank, Armor Wrapper, and Hull Rigs. This gives me the most buffer in the shields, very tiny armor, good hull, but the armor has the wrapper, so overall this is a real brick tank, if you think about it. And yeah, it's very cheap for being a pirate frigate, because the only expensive thing is the Republic Fleet Medium Shield Extender, which is really worth it. And well, the hull rigs, but the hull rigs aren't that expensive even. Of course, I have all kinds of ammos. I have nanites for the Ancillary Armor Wrapper, and then all 4 damage types, Rage and Javelin. Why do I take all 4 damage types? Well, because the Worm does have a bonus to thermal and kinetic damage, but things like Enios, things like Exequrors, Hawks as well, Harpies, all have specific holes where, like, if you shoot a Hawk with thermal, you're not getting through, with kinetic even less. So you need either Nova or Mjolnir, and Mjolnir is the best. Same with the Enio, so it's worth it to pack all 4 types of ammo, even if the Worm only has bonus to thermal and kinetic. This explains also my choice of drones. I have Acolytes and Warriors. Warriors because they do explosive damage, as you can see there, and Acolytes because they do EM damage, to kind of patch those damage holes that I have, because I mainly will still shoot Scourge and Thermal. So I have all 4 damage types with the drones included. Later I realized that I maybe should have taken Augmented Warriors, because they're very cheap at the moment, but it worked like this. And as you can see, 233 DPS. It's not the best, because I used a low slot for an Ancillary Armor Wrapper instead of a Drone Damage Amplifier, but almost 10k EHP plus an Ancil is really nice, and it actually has a very decent speed, as you can see, and the scan resolution is also really nice, which allowed me to tackle a few kiters. So yeah, I think that's fit more or less, and I'd say we should get into some fights after the wheel spin. Enjoy!
Drive active.
Okay, first fight, not only of the video, but also of the Worm. It was the first fight that I ever took in my Worm, and I am starting it on a Wolf. And with Wolf, you're never really sure what to expect, because you see just as many RT Wolves as autocannon Wolves. But this one is RT fit. Well, he is 26 kilometers off the beacon, so I knew he was probably RT fit. But that's the nice part about the Worm. You don't actually need to get into range and tackle on people to apply a lot of your damage, because most of the damage comes from the drones, and there you can see immediately I'm absolutely wrecking him. It also helps that I'm using Warriors, which are the lowest resist of the Wolf, if I'm not mistaken. I think I am mistaken. Hornets would have been better, but Hornets would never catch up to him. Whatever. They were good drones in this case. As you can see now, the damage lowered significantly for a moment, which meant that he used his assault damage control. But yeah, I also offline my shield extender to reduce his jacking, and since he is trying to avoid my drones and he is MWDing around, he makes his own jacking also worse. But yeah, he now decides that without AC he can't tank me, and he warps off. So that really increased my confidence in the worm as a first fight, because I feel like it performed really well in that first fight against that wolf. Next fight, this clip is on 200% speed because I'm fighting this Exequror Navy issue, and you know, fights against cruisers always take a very long time. And yeah, I just immediately go into that orbit by friendship with the heated prop mod. Then after a few cycles, when you're sure to be in the orbit, you can turn the heat off on prop mod. And now it's just a slow job of defanging his drones and then grinding through his tank. But that's also really good about the worm, because you use mostly drones. You can put drones on drones, and that's a really quick way to defang people. So you can see me just melting those drones, and even though he did a really good job recalling them and putting them out again, I just wrecked them, because I think he also underestimated a bit my locking time that it would take me to lock his drones, so I could get a few nice shots in before the drones could really hurt me. Here I actually make a bit of a mistake, because I didn't pay attention and he got a few blaster shots on me. But it's alright, I get into the close orbit again and I'm fine. And yeah, now I just switch into the drones again. He recalled them once again. But yeah, before I could kill the rest of the drones, a Vexor Navy issue shows up on the scan, and at this point I knew I was pretty much dead. I asked him to let me go so I could align out and warp off, because I knew that Vexor Navy would probably interrupt our 1v1. And later it turned out, spoiler, I don't survive. Later it turned out that he did in fact not call the Vexor Navy issue for help, but the Vexor Navy issue decided for himself that he would interrupt our 1v1, which is always a bit unfortunate. Now I heat my armor wrapper and activate it in the hopes that aligning out and warping off is possible, but the Vexor Navy immediately nukes me out, and it's clear that I'm not gonna win this and I'm gonna die. But I had a nice talk with the Exec Navy later, so yeah, that's alright. And some stream fights. Damn, someone with balls. Gotta respect that. Is he in ammo switching mode or something? Smelting anyway. Okay, there are the missiles. Stop heating this. Oh god, he's putting range rapidly. Stay on him. Come on, come on, come on, come on. To be honest, I can just approach. Stepping down. Actually need to start repping. Probably I don't need to rep. It's going down anyway. Let's rep anyway. And there he goes. BF mate. Finally, let's open up the kill mate. There we go. Yeah. Strong fit, but no chance against the worm. I was afraid there for a second that the first Catalyst Navy I get to fight in this has a curse with him.
Your security status has been lowered.
I love the locking time on this. Drones attack, please. Go. Is Raygun fed? Are you fucking kidding me? Why is everyone Raygun? Everybody Raygun fed. Keep that prop mod, dude. Keep that prop mod. Go into that orbit. Thank you. Down as well. Let's see, can I benefit? No, he's not. Okay, can actually get this. Oh, sure, mate. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. It was good to see you again. Okay, I think we're gonna get him. As soon as I got into that close orbit, he's pretty much dead. I was afraid there for a second that he was an Amenfit, because the Amenfit is actually a tiny bit faster than this worm, so I would have to manage my heat really well on the afterburner to stay close. Seems to be some MWD fit, or he's just approaching, I'm not sure, but yeah. Yeah, he heat. Yeah, I turned it off, yeah. It's just, oh, Tholos outside, come on. Okay, actually start heating again. I want to finish him off before the Tholos comes in. Damn me, tanky. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There he is. Oh, it's RTS. Yeah, I'm dead. Maybe.
Warp drive active.
Bingo! Got off and got the kill. Gee, effing local. There we go. That's what I like to see. Good stuff. Actually make a safe spot. exactly that one. There he is. Ooh, I messed that up. Got him. You're dead, mate. Nice try, though. Didn't expect the attempt. Let's get into that over 500, and he should be dead. Yep. Nice. Another one. Damn, he melted. And that pole was off quick. Wow. Wait, what the hell? Why did you have... Did you afterburner on there? What am I missing? Okay, he had loot in the cargo hold. Yeah, that's why. Okay, back to normal. Those were some great fights I got in the stream. But yeah, then after the stream I got a few more fights like this. Retribution, I was running an event side in on a seat gun. And yeah, I thought I'd just slide in and try, because the worm does get a bonus to thermal missiles, and thermal is the lowest resist of the Retribution. So I thought, yeah, let's try. And immediately I got into an Orbit 500 and tried to put all the damage on him. He does the same though, but since he is PvE fit, he doesn't have a web, and I tried. Well, I hope that I can get a bit under his guns. There you can see I'm hitting him with the best missile type, but his armor is barely his armor is barely moving, while my shield is going down really quickly. And yeah, I wasn't really sure here what was happening, because I thought I would do a lot of damage to the Retribution, but he is just tanking me very comfortably. It also doesn't help that I only have Acolytes and Warriors, because in this case I would love some Hobgoblins, because they would wreck him really hard, but the Acolytes are the second worst damage type against the Retribution. Only the Warriors would be worse, but yeah. Now I'm out of shields, offline the shield extender for the reduced signature radius, and he actually starts missing here a few shots, so I got a bit of my hope back. I overlapped a tiny bit, but not too much. And yeah, now that I'm in armor, I'm tanking actually a bit better, since EM damage and armor resist, the natural armor resist is high on EM, so felt a bit better here in armor than in shield, and I knew I still had the hull rigs for a bit of hull buffer. But yeah, there you can see the beautiful fire animations. The worm is already burning. But yeah, I'm just slowly getting him down in his armor. And yeah, now I'm losing some hull, starting the armor rep again. Bit late there on the armor repping, but I do manage to wrap up again. But yeah, every few times he gets a good hit and I'm just bleeding more hull. And now I'm out of nanouts on the armor repper as well. But he is heading towards hull, and he's slowly losing his armor. It was so freaking tanky. But yeah, now he's bleeding some hull, and I hope that I could still get a few last second shots in. But yeah, now I realize probably I should leave. And I was already looking at leaving, and then I decide to leave. But the few seconds that my ship flies in a straight line to warp off is enough for him to get more perfect transversal hits in, and he kills me there. But he was a really nice dude, and we actually talked later. He said he was in a 200 million Retribution with high-grade Asclepians, so any normal Retribution I probably would have killed. But that was a great fight, so I included it anyway. And yeah, this next clip is super hilarious, because I saw that his Thrasher fleet actually wanted to fight me on station, and I thought, yeah, I have the range advantage. I can put my drones on you before you can shoot me. And at this moment, I realized I fucked up. Because he was neutral, and I'm taking gate guns, and he has me scrammed. Shit. I recalled the drones, and I kept spamming my afterburner to hope to get out of his scram range, while kinda scramming him so he couldn't keep up with his MWD on, and in hull, I managed to get off. And that was so funny, because I just completely forgot the station guns. But then I went to the station, repaired, and docked again, and he was still there, like 3-4 minutes later. And we still had a limited engagement timer, so I knew this time if I would attack him, the station guns would not attack me back. So I could do the same thing that I had initially planned, namely put the Acolytes on him before he can get into range, and already do a bit of damage. And then just orbit him at 7.5 kilometers, which is outside of hail range, still within Navy ammo like EMP or fusion range, but if he doesn't have those loaded, he will either spend 10 seconds on reload or not hit me very well with hail. So now I just have to heat my scram enough to keep him in place, and he was luckily shield fit because his armor is going down quicker. I thought he was shield fit. He might have been hull tank fit, I don't quite remember, but I'm still in half my shield and I have all the answer charges and the hull tank left, so I'm pretty confident that I can take him down. This hull is not going down much, so I think it was just pretty much no tank fit. And now I just get into a close 500 orbit. Even if he starts hitting me now, I don't really care, because I should be able to tank the rest, and now I just want to make sure that I don't accidentally lose scram. And yeah, there he goes down. GF mate. Bye bye Thrasher fleet issue. Try to grab the pot, but I mess up and I don't get it. And then I just grab the loot, and I get off before that Exequror Navy issue that showed up there gets me. But yeah, that was another great fight. I completely messed up there with the warping off, but come on, there I go. And I can finally show you the kill man. And there was indeed shield fit, but his shields melted, so yeah, didn't really matter. And yeah, next fight against another Catalyst Navy issue. And luckily I saw him on the station, so I knew he was rail fit as well. Just like the other Catalyst Navy I already fought. I don't know why, but everybody is flying rail catalysts at the moment, the Tenement rail catalysts. And yeah, I just hug him, orbit 500, get on him. The advantage of fighting against Tenement Cat Navy is that it is really slow with getting up to speed. It has a higher speed than I have, but if I whap him right away, and due to the increased agility of fitting an oversized prop mod, he will only very, very, very slowly gain speed. So at the moment I'm still a tiny bit quicker, and since he's trying to fly in a straight line away from me instead of just aligning to one point, his ship constantly has to turn, which also further slows him down. So if he had just double clicked somewhere and let his tenement spool up, I think it would have worked for him, but I'm not sure because I still have a lot of tank left and I'm melting him rather quickly. But that would be the way to go in this situation. And now I'm starting to heat the prop mod just to make sure, and I have no more shield, so I offline the shield extender and get ready to use the armor wrapper. And yeah, now you see he's going up to speed, and he's actually doing a lot of damage to me, but he's already in deep hull, so it shouldn't matter anymore. And I just keep hitting the guns and the armor wrap to hopefully finish him off. Would be nice if you could heat the drones as well. But yeah, there he goes down. So GF, Catalyst Navy issue. And there's the Tenement rail with a web. At least he didn't have a nude, because that would have wrecked me. Okay, next fight against another wolf. And as I said, I'm never sure if it's RT or autocannon, so I just prepare for both. Usually I would orbit 500 for both, because even autocannons struggle a bit on hail with shacking. And yeah, I'm pretty confident that I can out-tank a wolf. So yeah, here I go. I actually messed it completely up and shot the Mimetis Guide outpost instead of the wolf, so I really fumbled that, and then I had to switch everything, and I accidentally shot the outpost again, and finally I got everything on the wolf. So I completely misclicked there. I was a bit nervous because it was the first time flying the worm again after a long break of just running event sites, because I really wanted to finish the event before it's over. But yeah, I noticed there that I was a bit rusty even after just a few days not doing PvP. But yeah, now you can see I'm just really doing a lot of damage to this wolf. He's also doing a lot of damage to me, but he's also missing quite a few of his shots. And I'm still in shield, and I have the armor wrapper and the hull tank left if it comes that far. But yeah, he is losing hull, and I'm not sure if he already ADC'd at the beginning or if he didn't have an ADC. But yeah, I think it's a bit too late for him to use it now, because he is dead before I even hit armor. So yeah, GF, bye bye wolf. That was a pretty easy fight. And yeah, now I know that wolves are really an easy kill, just as Hookbills for the worm. And that was nice. Now I fiddle a bit with the loot, but there's the kill mail. He did have an ADC, so I'm not sure when or if he used it at all. But yeah. And here finally, the last fight, which is, no joke, the best fight I ever had in my whole entire EVE career. The best fight that held that record before that was the Tristan versus Stabber incident, where I survived in 2% hull. But this I feel like was even crazy, because I started shooting this Firetail. I had my weapon scram heated at the beginning, because I thought if he dares to slide in on a worm on a Firetail, he's probably gonna be kite fit, but he was not. And the reason why he attacked me is because he has friends, and there they come, 2 Thrashers and a Crucifier. I see that the Firetail is pulling me away from the beacon, so I just turn around and orbit one of the Thrashers, because if they are RT fit, I first of all have a chance, and second of all need to get under the scuns. So I just put everything on the first Thrasher now, and I didn't realize at this time, but I was dual webbed by both Thrashers, which explains why I'm reduced to 280 meters per second while heating my afterburner. And now I realized, oh, they're shooting with RT, so I started flying sideways to get some transversal up. And I just focused on my tank completely here, and I didn't realize that the Thrasher was melting, and he goes down. So suddenly I got hope. Only one Thrasher and a Firetail and a Crucifier left from the 4v1. I'm completely neated out, but I don't need cap to shoot my guns or my drones. So I just focus on this Firetail. The Firetail goes down. Okay, 2 left. I get onto that next Thrasher, and he's not hitting me at the moment. Get into the orbit 500. The Crucifier is plinking at me from far away. But I'm in orbit around this Thrasher now. He should have definitely put range to hit with his RT at the beginning there, but he didn't. So I get into a close orbit and I just spam my modules to keep going. And yeah, after failing the 4v1, the second Thrasher decides to leave. That was so ridiculous that I didn't even comprehend that I maybe should have pulled that one dude and that I shouldn't shit-talk in local before warping off, but I was so crazy and I was so flattered. Flabbergasted, not flattered. Flabbergasted. Wrong word. After somehow winning a 4v1, that my brain kind of shut off. But that was really a crazy fight. And yeah, thank you guys for bringing that fight. I never realized I could have won against 2 Thrashers and a Firetail and a Crucifier. But I did, and after that, I definitely had to retire that worm and fly back home, because that was crazy and a lot of fun. And yeah, that's all the fights I have for you with the worm. Great ship, definitely a 10 out of 10 on the PvP scale. And yeah, great fun to fly, great ship, great fights. And I did get blocked a few times with the worm because it's just a shiny target and people like to kill shiny targets. But in the end, all the good fights that I got kind of cancelled that out. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the worm went. And yeah, I think enough of the talking. And yeah, see you next time. Have fun. Have a good day.